Next on BGSU Brain Game, it is Toledo Christian versus St. Francis. Let's get ready for a brain battle beyond belief. Only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome y'all to BGSU's Brain Game. Is Toledo Christian versus St. Francis. Let's go to our starting lineups. For Toledo Christian, led by Coach Johnston. In slot number 1, we have Bryson, a freshman. In slot number 2, we have Cooper, a freshman. And in slot number 3, we have Braden, a senior. Now, for St. Francis, led by Coach Getting. In slot number 1, we have Terry, a junior. In slot number 2, we have Justin, a senior. And in slot number 3, we have Brennan, a freshman. Welcome to you all to BGSU Brain Game. Going to start things off with the toss-up round. In this round, there are 10 questions. They are worth 10 points apiece. No deduction for an incorrect answer, so let's have some fun with it. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Toledo Christian, St. Francis. Here comes your first question. Get ready. Danish physicist and chemist who discovered that electric currents create magnetic fields. Time. Hans Christian Ørsted is what we needed there. This member of the grass family can be a few inches or over 100 feet tall. Name this plant that would be Toledo Christian. Braden.
Bamboo.
Bamboo is what we needed there. Yeah, it's used to build houses and paper products. Multiple choice question. Identify the final period of the Mesozoic era during which it is believed dinosaurs disappeared. Is it A? That would be Toledo Christian. Cooper.
Jurassic period?
Incorrect. Is it A, Devonian period, B, Paleozoic period, or C, Cretaceous period? That would be St. Francis. Justin?
C.
C is correct, Cretaceous period. The name is the same, a turncoat or an animal that changes color to adapt to its environment. Name it. That would be St. Francis. Justin?
Chameleon?
Chameleon is correct. The 19th President of the United States, that would be St. Francis. Justin?
Hayes?
Hayes is correct, Ohio President. Multiple choice. Your thumb has a special joint that allows you to move it from an outstretched position across your palm to touch your little finger. What is the common, that would be St. Francis. Justin?
Saddle.
Saddle joint, yes, that is the common name for it. When cancer cells form a tumor, when cancer cells from a tumor reach other areas up, that would be St. Francis. Justin?
Metastasis.
They'd have metastasized, yes. Which of these events did not occur in 2023? A, Titan submersible disaster. B, writers and actors Hollywood strike. Or C, death of Queen Elizabeth II. That would be St. Francis. Justin?
A.
Incorrect. Toledo Christian, chance to steal. That would be Braden.
B.
Excuse me?
B.
B. Incorrect. It's actually C. The death of Queen Elizabeth was in 2022. The Civil War began when the Confederate forces shelled what fort? That would be St. Francis. Justin?
Fort Sumter.
Fort Sumter is correct. Your liver produces 20 to 25% of the body's total daily production of this substance. It is a waxy steroid of fat. What is it? That would be St. Francis. Justin?
Bile.
Incorrect. Toledo Christian, chance to steal. That would be Braden.
Insulin.
Incorrect. Cholesterol is what we needed there. That is all 10 questions in this round. We have Toledo Christian at 10. St. Francis currently in the lead with 60 points, but we're just getting started here at Brain Game. Stick around because the risk and reward round is coming up next. I'm Mark Hathaway, host of BGSU Brain Game. If you find yourself shouting answers from the couch during our show, we have a new club just for you. It's called the Brain Boosters. As a member, you'll receive an invitation to a Brain Game taping and a meet and greet with the cast and crew. But that's not all. Let's meet the starting lineup. With a donation of $60, you'll receive a year-long membership to the Brain Boosters, a Brain Game stress ball, and access to PBS Passport, a streaming library of thousands of your favorite programs. A $90 donation will get you the club membership, PBS Passport, as well as a Brain Game mug. Are you an avid reader of the New York Times? How about wanting to learn a second language on Babbel? Well, a $120 donation will give you a year-long subscription to either service, membership to the Brain Boosters, and access to PBS Passport. And finally, a donation of $150 or more will get you everything I just mentioned, a Brain Game stress ball and mug, a year-long membership to the Brain Boosters, PBS Passport, and a subscription to either Babbel or the New York Times. And let's not forget, you'll receive our monthly preview guide as well. So, what's your answer? You have 3 seconds remaining. There's no time limit on joining. Thanks for supporting WBGU PBS, and we will see you at the next BGSU Brain Game. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Toledo Christian 10, St. Francis 60 points. Before we move on to our next round, let's welcome some new players to the game. For St. Francis in slot number 1, we have Casey, a sophomore. And in slot number 3, a freshman, and that freshman's name is Nico. Welcome to our new players and our returning players from last round. This is the risk and reward round. Both teams, you are going to receive the same questions. First 9 are 10 points apiece, no deduction for an incorrect answer. However, the 10th question is our risk and reward question. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments on a topic that we're going to give you. Get it right, you get the points. You get it wrong or an incorrect, or you get it wrong or a non-answer, you will lose those points. However, if you don't like the topic at all, you can simply pass, okay? St. Francis, you're at 60 points. Toledo Christian, you're at 10. That means Toledo Christian, you are off to isolation. Right this way, please. All right, St. Francis, are you ready for the risk and reward round?
We are.
Great,
Yep.
because it starts right now. Here we go. We all remember that famous duo, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll's first name was Henry. What was Mr. Hyde's first name? That would be Justin.
John.
Incorrect. Edward is what we were looking for there. Multiple choice. Giraffes have very long necks. How many vertebrae are in a giraffe's neck? Is it A, 7, B, 13, or C, 17? That would be St. Francis. Justin.
17.
Incorrect. It is 7. Give the past participle of the verb arise. That would be St. Francis. Justin.
Arose.
Incorrect. Arisen or has or have risen. What figure of speech uses words such as like, as, than, and resembles when comparing things in poetry? That would be Justin.
Simile.
Simile is correct. In computer science, a domain name corresponds to a set of numbers called a what? That would be Justin.
IP address.
Correct. The pomegranate, peacock feather, and diadem are all symbols for what goddess in Greek mythology? That would be Justin.
Persephone.
Incorrect. Hera is what we needed there. What term do we use to describe a number's distance from 0 on a number line? That would be Justin.
Absolute value.
Correct. If the length of the sides of a cube doubles, what happens to the volume of the cube? That will be Justin.
Multiplied by 8.
Correct. Gets 8 times larger. To acquiesce means to agree or submit passively. Spell acquiesce. That would be Justin.
ACQUIESCE.
Correct. Risk and reward time. The topic is wonders of the world.
We'll go for 30.
Going for 30 points on wonders of the world. One of the 7 wonders of today's world sits atop of Mount Corcovado in Rio de Janeiro. What is it? That will be Justin.
Christ Redeemer statue.
Correct. You get the 30 points, and that ends the risk and reward round for you. It's now time for you to head off to isolation. All right, let's bring back in Toledo Christian. Come on in. Welcome back to Toledo Christian. Are you ready for risk and reward?
No. Yes.
Yes? No? All right, well, let's just do it anyways. How about that? Here we go.
Yeah.
We all remember that famous duo, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll's first name was Henry. What was Mr. Hyde's first name?
John.
You need to buzz in, please.
John.
Incorrect. Edward is what we needed there. Multiple choice time. Giraffes have very long necks. How many vertebrae are in a giraffe's neck? Is it A, 7, B, 13, or C, 17? That would be Cooper.
B, 13.
Incorrect. It is A, 7. Give the past participle of the verb arise. That would be Cooper.
Arisen.
Arisen is correct. What figure of speech uses words such as like, as, than, and resembles when comparing things in poetry? That would be Bryson.
Simile.
Simile is correct. In computer science, a domain name corresponds to a set of numbers called a what? That will be Braden.
Function.
Incorrect. An IP address is what we needed there. The pomegranate, peacock feather, and diadem are all symbols for what goddess in Greek mythology?
Guess.
That would be Braden.
Be Athena.
Incorrect. Hera is what we needed there. What term do we use to describe a number's distance from 0 on a number line?
Oh, yeah.
Cooper.
Absolute value.
Correct. If the length of the sides of a cube doubles, what happens to the volume of the cube? That would be Braden.
It octuples.
Octuples, we'll accept that, yes. To acquiesce means to agree or submit passively. Spell acquiesce. Braden.
A-Q-U-E-S.
Incorrect. A-C-Q-U-I-E-S-C-E is what we needed there.
So close.
Risk and reward time. The topic is wonders of the world.
Oh, yeah, let's go for it.
Going for it.
Max? Do we want to do Max?
Do we want to go mag?
I say we should.
Wait, no.
We kind of need the.
Yeah, we kind of need the points. Let's go all max.
Going all in. Okay. Wonders of the world for 30 points. One of the 7 wonders of today's world sits atop Mount Corcovado in Rio de Janeiro. What is it?
Christ the Savior.
That would be Cooper.
Christ the Redeemer.
Correct. All 30 points are yours. Toledo Christian, that is the end of the risk and reward round for you. It is now time to clear our scores, and let's bring back in St. Francis. Welcome back to you, St. Francis. All right, let's take a look at where we stand. St. Francis has 140 points. Toledo Christian has 80 points. Both teams went for all of it in the risk and reward. That means they're here to play, and I'm glad because things are really going to start heating up. Coming up next is the category round. Questions worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points, and deductions are going to start. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. We have Toledo Christian at 80 and St. Francis at 140 points. Before we get to our next round, let's welcome some new players to the game. In slot number 1 for St. Francis, we have Jordan, a junior. And in slot number 3, we have Lucas, a sophomore. Welcome to our new players and our returning players from the last round. This is the category round. The power shifting now to you, our players. You have 6 categories to choose from. Inside each category are questions worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points. Deductions do start now, so be advised, deductions do start now. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Toledo Christian, since you are at 80 points, you get to make the first selection.
We're going to go animals 10.
Animals for 10 points. Identify this animal. That would be St. Francis. Justin.
Mammoth.
Will we accept that?
Woolly mammoth.
Woolly mammoth. There you go. All right, St. Francis in control.
We'll take what percent for 25?
What percent for 25 points? What is 20% of 70? That would be St. Francis. Jordan.
14.
14 is correct. St. Francis still in control.
What percent for 30?
What percent for 30 points? What is 12% of 250? That would be Toledo Christian. Braden.
30.
30 is correct. Toledo Christian takes back control.
We'll go animals for 15.
Animals for 15 points. Identify this animal. That would be Toledo Christian. Cooper.
Red fox.
Red fox is correct. Toledo Christian in control, making a move.
We'll go animals 20.
Animals now for 20 points. Identify this animal. That would be Toledo Christian. Cooper.
Grizzly bear.
Grizzly bear is correct. Toledo Christian still in control.
We'll go animals 25.
Animals now for 25 points. Identify this animal. That will be Cooper.
Wolverine.
Incorrect. St. Francis, chance to steal. That would be Lucas.
Badger.
A badger is correct. And St. Francis takes control.
What percent for 20?
What percent for 20 points? What is 25? What percent of 25 is 5? That would be St. Francis. Jordan.
20%.
Correct. St. Francis still in control.
We'll take decade what for 20?
Decade what for 20? I will give you an event in history. You tell me what decade it occurred. Answers would be in the form of 1820s or 1930s, etc. First question, Watergate scandal. That will be St. Francis. Lucas.
1970s.
1970s is correct. St. Francis still in control.
Decade what, 25?
Decade what for 25? The Whiskey Rebellion, a rebellion by farmers in western Pennsylvania who opposed that would be Toledo Christian. Cooper.
The 1790s.
1790s is correct. Toledo Christian takes back control. Back and forth.
We'll go animals 30.
Animals for 30. Identify this animal. That will be Toledo Christian. Cooper.
Gazelle.
Incorrect. We cannot accept that. St. Francis, chance to steal.
No, thank you.
They're saying no to that. That animal is an antelope. An antelope. Let's see, Toledo Christian in control.
We'll go Asian capitals 10.
Asian capitals for 10 points. I will name a Middle Eastern or Asian nation. You will reply with the capital. Jordan. That will be St. Francis. Justin.
Amman?
Amman is correct. St. Francis in control.
Asian capitals for 25.
Asian and Middle Eastern capitals. Vietnam. That will be St. Francis. Justin.
Hanoi?
Hanoi is correct.
We'll take Asian capitals for 20.
For 20 points. This is the double or nothing question. Oman. That will be St. Francis. Justin.
Muscat?
Muscat is correct. Double the points.
Asian capitals for 30.
Asian capitals for 30 points. Mongolia. That would be St. Francis. Lucas.
Ulaanbaatar.
Ulaanbaatar, correct. St. Francis in control.
Acronyms in business for 25.
Acronyms in business for 25 points. I will give you an acronym used in business. You provide the meaning. RFP. That will be St. Francis. Justin.
Return for profit?
Incorrect. Toledo Christian, chance to steal. Time. Request for proposal is what that means in business. St. Francis in control.
Asian capitals for 25.
Asian capitals for 25 points. Indonesia. St. Francis, Justin.
Jakarta.
Jakarta is correct. St. Francis in control, stepping on the gas.
Decade what for 30?
Decade what for 30 points? The Missouri Compromise, admitting that would be Toledo Christian. Bryson.
1850s.
Incorrect. St. Francis, chance to steal.
1820.
Correct. Don't need to finish the question. There we go. St. Francis in control.
Acronyms in business for 30.
Acronyms in business for 30 points. TOS. That would be St. Francis. Jordan.
Terms of service.
Correct. St. Francis in control.
Acronyms in business for 20.
Acronyms in business for 20 points. POC. That would be Toledo Christian. Cooper.
Person of color.
Incorrect. St. Francis, chance to steal.
No, thank you.
They say no thank you. Point of contact is what we needed in business terms. St. Francis in control.
Begins with HE for 30.
Begins with HE for 30 points. Identify each person, place, animal, or idea that begins with the letters HE. If the correct response is a person's name, his or her last name begins with HE. Scientist who discovered Uranus and cataloged more than 800 binary stars. That would be St. Francis. Justin.
Herschel.
Herschel is correct. St. Francis in control.
Begins with HE 25.
Begins with HE for 25 points. A group of wading birds known for their long legs and necks. They are skilled hunters. Often that would be St. Francis. Jordan.
Herons.
Heron is correct. St. Francis in control.
HE 20.
HE for 20 points. City that became the state capital of Montana in time? Not in time. I'm sorry. End of round. Let's take a look at our score. We have Toledo Christian with 65 points, and currently in the lead with 450 points is St. Francis. Stick around. Our brainstorm round is coming up next. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Our final round is coming up next. St. Francis currently in the lead with 450 points. Before we get to that, though, that category, let's check in with St. Francis. Looks like you have a new player on board. In slot number 1, we have Jordan, a sophomore. Welcome to you and to all of our returning players. This is it. This is where all the marbles end up, right here in the brainstorm round. In this round, questions are worth 20 points apiece, negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in, not after, but there is no stealing. I repeat, there is no stealing in this round. Toledo Christian, St. Francis, the brainstorm round starts right now. What country always leads the procession at the opening? That would be St. Francis. Justin.
Greece.
Greece. Ceremony of the Olympics, correct. What city will host the 2028 Summer Olympics? That would be St. Francis. Lucas.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles is correct. How often are your brain cells replaced? Listen up. Never. Cochise was the leader of what Native American tribe? That would be Apache. Volcanic glass is known as what? That would be St. Francis. Lucas.
Obsidian.
Obsidian is correct. The White Sands National Monument is located in what state? Time, New Mexico. If displayed at night, the U.S. flag should be properly what? That will be St. Francis. Justin.
Spotlighted.
Spotlighted, we'll accept that. Yes, illuminated. What is the scientific name for the kneecap? That would be St. Francis. Jordan.
The patella.
The patella is correct. Is Felix Mendelssohn best known as an artist, musician, architect, thespian, or dancer? That would be St. Francis. Justin.
Musician.
Musician is correct. In which part of your body would you find the cuboid, the navicular, and the talus bones? That would be your foot. Your foot. What two colors are on a slow-moving vehicle sign? That would be Toledo Christian. Cooper.
Red and white.
Incorrect. Red and orange is what we needed there. Name the only woman to ever appear on the face of paper currency. That would be St. Francis. Justin.
Tubman?
Excuse me?
Tubman?
Incorrect. Currency on the United States would be Martha Washington. Find the least common multiple of 9 and 11. That would be St. Francis. Justin.
99.
99 is correct. Which of your endocrine glands can increase your heart and respiration rates? That would be St. Francis. Jordan.
Adrenal glands.
Adrenal is correct. All positive integers or natural numbers that have more than 2 factors. That will be St. Francis. Justin.
Composite.
Composite numbers. Yes, end of round. Let's take a look at our score. And our winner tonight is St. Francis with 610 points. Let's give both these teams a round of applause.
Hey, good game, man.
In the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's come out, meet in the middle, shake hands, bump fists, and we will see you, that's right, you, at the next BGSU Brain Game.